Hi, so today the topic is understanding foot fetish and the divine feminine. And today with me I have Ganralph he's the head of the Jesus Yoga organization. So we're going to be speaking today about foot fetish and divine energy. So I have noticed that especially in the yoga community, in a lot of social media, people get contacted and mention that their feet are beautiful. They're leaving thousands of comments. Some are more polite and really nice about it, and some are really rude and open and even to the point of sexual. And it has been such a widespread phenomena, especially I'm noticing it in the US. It's like a growing community and there's so much diversity. A lot of people just think it's something dirty. They're just not wanting to have anything to do with it, and they're just totally judging it as something really bad. And there's a lot of misunderstanding and misconceptions here, so we want to clear this up today. So my first question for you is, where is this phenomena coming from?
Yeah, that's a very important question. It's very important to understand where it really comes from and what it really is. We can see this not only in the US and in Europe, but it's a worldwide movement. And more, mainly men are like into feet. Some women are in there too. And it's very interesting to see how society is dealing with this, and this is an important topic too, because we have different traditions, different societies in which many hundreds of years already the worship of feet is happening. When we look to India, in India we have a long tradition where the foot worship is part of the religious rituals. And here in the Western world, it's like the society is hit by this phenomena and nobody is understanding it, and some people are feeling bad with having a foot fetish, and also the terminology fetish is putting it into a category where people think they have to hide what they experience, they have to hide the whole community, and sometimes there's involved feelings of guilt and sometimes of shame, and people cannot really handle what's going on. And it's very important to understand that we are here experiencing a spiritual awakening. This foot fetish, this experiences that people have with feet, the desires that they experience with feet, is part of a worldwide spiritual awakening.
Yeah, because it's something dirty right now. A lot of people live two lives. They live one with a foot fetish where they're hiding this kind of feelings, and they don't want anybody to know because they're even shunned for it at some point. And then they're living the different life openly. So that creates a lot of difficulty,
Yeah.
So what is the meaning of all of this?
Yeah, also we can add that sometimes it's experienced or marked as an illness. We even have this psychiatry that has their index where they list all the mental illnesses, and the foot fetish has been listed for a while with some other stuff as a mental illness. So fortunately they took that away, but still it's a little bit treated like this. So, and the thing is that it's not understood by this Western society what this is really about. And we can see that so many, especially men, are into feet of women, and what are they really looking for, and what is the topic, and what they are really looking for is an experience that is a spiritual experience, and they are really looking for the divine feminine, and this is what they are searching. And you can also see that in this community we have women that are like profiting from this movement, and they present themselves, and you can see the names often are like mistress or goddess, and there is worship involved and superiority, and there are some philosophies going on, and it's more and more evolving into a type of spirituality, religious context is evolving, but very few people are really understanding what is going on.
Well, that's really difficult, because how does a Christian, for example, who is supposed to worship God, gets into women's feet? And, they feel so much shame and guilt about it. How can that even work together? There's even like Muslims talking about this, they're all feeling like that's a secret thing, it's a forbidden thing. And how does that work together even?
Yeah, we can see also, you mentioned Muslims. The Prophet Muhammad once said, the paradise is at the feet of the mother. And especially in Christianity, we have the knowledge. We have the knowledge about all this. We have the archetypes, and we have everything like that is available about the Holy Mother, about the Divine Feminine. When you look into the art inside churches, also in the art, in the religious art that is from the last almost 1,000 years, and you can see statues in the churches. And what do you see? You see the Holy Mother putting her feet on the head of a snake. And you can see she's standing on planet Earth, and she is putting her one foot on the head of a snake. And this is what it is all about. The Divine Feminine is here on Earth right now, and we are experiencing this awakening, this search for the Divine Feminine. And what does it mean? You can go to Google and you can type that in, Holy Mother, and you can see so many statues that are in this type, and so many art. So what does it mean? Where does it come from? We can already read in the Bible, already in the Old Testament, that the woman will crush the head of the snake. She will crush the evil. And this is what it's happening right now. We are in the age of the Divine Feminine, and it's a very broad topic with many things that what this is about. We cannot cover this, but what we can cover is that one part of it is that the Divine Feminine, the Holy Mother, will crush the evil inside of us, the snake inside of us. This is only one part of the whole topic. And what people that are in this awakening are looking for is this divine feet of the Holy Mother that will crush their evil nature, the ego. Like we have two selves, two parts in us, two selves. We have the ego-driven self that is egoistic and is like our bad part or fleshly part, self-centered, and the society, especially the Western society, is all about the ego. It's all about, when you look into media, it's all about you have to be somebody. When you go to social media, even when you look, most people are presenting themselves. They want to, many times they pretend that they are something what they are not, and it's all about becoming famous, it's all about having success, it's all about creating wealth. And so resulting from this is that we are destroying our planet, that we are having no ideas about doing something for what's good for the planet, what's good for humanity, and what's good for the society. But what we are influenced from media is you have to be somebody, and somebody means you have to be successful, you have to be like media wants you to be. If you're not, then you are a failure. And this is this ego self. And then we have like a true self, and the true self is when we evolve, the true self is who we really are. We are not this egoistic part of us, this fleshly part of us. We are a spiritual being, and we are made that we are act and live in love, and we are made that we experience and express ourselves in this spiritual way that we feel, that we want to experience, and we want to connect to God. We don't want to live in society that is driven by greed and is driven by false images. We want to have a real experience, a good life, connected with the divine, full of energy. And that is what it is about. And how can we achieve this? This is what the foot fetish is about. So one that has a foot fetish, and the word itself is not really a good word, we just use it because this is what the community is using and labeling itself, or others are labeling people that are in the community. So they are looking for the divine feet that will crush their ego, that will crush their false self, to free the real self. Because when you surrender to the divine feet, to the feet of the divine feminine, to the Holy Mother, then you open up yourself to receive divine energy. And people today are experiencing this lack of energy, so they are looking for first freeing their real self and then receiving the divine energy. And so they are looking for the divine feet where they can surrender. And when you surrender to the divine feet, you get rid of your ego.
Well, but there's, in today's society, there's the positive ego. People are talking about, we don't want to have somebody telling us what we need to do. We want to choose and pick. And there's this positive ego. Yeah, we want the negative ego to go, but they don't understand that there is no positive ego, right?
Yeah, the ego is a part of the self that has developed out of the fleshly things and the fleshly identity. So in a moment, an ego is important and good when it's about you need to eat, you need to defend yourself, you need to get rid of dangerous situations. And in this moment, it's like where the body is, your fleshly self is protecting yourself against what is happening in the situation. Then there is a need for an ego. But this ego is always looking, if it's not in danger, it's always looking to pleasure itself. And the problem is, what is causing you pleasure in this moment is often keeping you away from evolving into your true self and getting the good results you really want. You can have for example, if you now like to eat a lot of chocolate, then you feel good while doing it. And already, maybe after 20 minutes, if you didn't stop, you don't feel that good at all anymore. And this ego-driven personality is not really making this connection. It's like waiting until feeling better that you can eat more chocolate.
So it's forgetting about,
how
it was.
It's only focused on what can I gain now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not only about in 20 minutes you won't feel that good if you do it, but it's also about if you live like this, in the long run, you are like not feeling good at all, because you are evolving a body that will have a lot of problems. You may attract a lot of illness and
like diabetes, for example.
For example, so chocolate is a good thing, and you can eat it, but you cannot build your life around eating chocolate.
And pleasuring yourself. So you shouldn't live your life just for that moment, to please yourself in that moment all the time, and get everything in that moment.
Yes, that's
there needs
exactly
to be more.
What it is.
Good. Let's come back to that later. Let's talk about now, why is it though the feet? Why the feet? I mean, why isn't it the hands, the head, the hair? There's so many body parts that are so much more accepted by the society. If I show my hands all the time, nobody will say anything. But if I show my feet, people get enraged.
Yeah, it's when you look already at the artwork of the Catholic artwork, you will see many pictures that have become like rays out of the hands of the Holy Mother, which are demonstrating that the Holy Mother is bringing us a lot of gifts, a lot of energy. There's a rays of energy. But you can only receive this energy and be open to this energy when you open up yourself and make available the true self. And in order to do that, you need to get rid of your ego.
The ego gets in the way, yeah.
The ego gets in the way. And again, this is like the picture where the Holy Mother, the foot is crashing the snake. And somebody has to lower himself, to submit, to surrender. And when you do that, you get rid of the ego. You get rid of this false self. And then you open up and you can receive this gift, this energy. So to lower to the feet is getting rid of the ego. And you have this, in the whole history, you will see when the enemy was defeated, they have to put the weapons at the feet of the one that won the war or something like this. And you have so many similarities and things going on. So this is like a typical archetype that is expressing what is truly going on there. And also the feet of the Holy Mother are the place where the divine heaven is connecting with earth, because the Holy Mother is bringing us this energy, and where she is touching the earth and bringing down all the good energy, all the gifts, this is the point where the connection is. The feet are connected with the earth. So there at the feet everything is like happening. And in other traditions, in Hinduism, in the Indian culture, people are understanding this, because there it's like normal. It's like you have Pada Puja rituals where the feet of the Guru are worshipped, and you even have this when you meet a holy person, or that you touch the feet to greet the person, or in the family when the parents or the head of the family, then to greet them you touch the feet, and they then also can bless you. So there's already this going on in this society, and we have a lot of this in some hundreds of years ago in this society, in the Catholic Church too. But today it's like they don't want to explain this, they don't want to make this available anymore, because in the Western world the spirituality in the church has decreased a lot, and the gifts of the church are not really made available to mankind anymore. And so we still have people that are spiritually awakening, and when they have not the possibility and the chance to receive and to find what they need, they are starting to, there's an inner urge. These people have experience, so they are looking, they are searching, and so this is the reason why this foot fetish community is like building up. It's all about this search for the divine feet, to experience the freeing of the true self by getting rid of the ego and receiving the divine energy. This is what this whole foot fetish thing is about.
Let's go back though. You mentioned there's Western traditions, like Christian traditions with the feet. You know, I'm sure viewers are interested. What were those, for example?
So we have, for example, in former times it was very usual with greeting, for example, the Pope, to kiss the feet of the Pope. And the Pope also had like a crown.
A crown.
A crown. And so the church got rid of all this, and today you don't have this anymore, that there is a representative of the divine. And so this is, we cannot go too much into, this will lead away from the topic, but this is just one example. And another example is we have the ritual of the washing of the feet in the church. And this was installed by Jesus Christ himself. And it had very important things. I mean, it was so important that Jesus said when some of the apostles didn't want and were reluctant that he washes the feet of them, that he said, if I don't do this, washing the feet, Jesus said, then you don't have a part of me. So, I mean, this is like a very strong statement. But today, you hardly find this. I mean, one time at Green Thursday, like the Thursday before Holy Thursday, you will find this in some churches done to very few elected persons. But it's not like widespread anymore, and so this is like reduced to almost non-existent. So you have one day, and it's practiced not in all churches, and if it's practiced, it's mostly done to some people in a symbolic way, and it's not communicated anymore what it is about and the whole things, what is going on there. And you have in many, especially old churches, the statues of the Holy Mother. And you might see some old people that are going to the statues and touch a foot or the feet of the Holy Mother. And you might even see very old statues in old monasteries and in old churches that are available for visit to the public, that it's like the feet are, you can really see that for many hundred years people touched the feet.
Yeah, they're like really shiny or worn off, or
yes.
So you can see the spot where people have touched or kissed. Yeah, with saints and sometimes even with the cross of Jesus.
Yes.
People go and kiss the feet. And that's, by the way, a tradition at Easter too. Usually all the cardinals and bishops line up and they kiss the feet of Jesus on the cross. And the Pope does too.
Yeah.
Sometimes you see that some of the bishops or cardinals are not doing it. But that's a different topic. So let's come back. There is a sexual component a lot of the times with a foot fetish, and I think this is a really important topic because a lot of people don't know what to do with it. Now we talked about spiritual things about feet, that's nice, but a lot of people have these urges when they see the feet, and it's all about just the sexual desire and the lust. So how about that?
Yeah, this is where this awakening begins. So we have, it's all about connecting our energy system. So we have an energy system in our body, and during this awakening process, the goal is to get filled with energy and to raise our energy and to connect our energy system so that we can be filled with the divine energy. And it's starting from a lower level, going up to a higher level. And it's also with love. It's all about love, and the goal is to live in love and to experience love. And you have different frequencies of love. When you have the low frequency, you have lust, sexual desire. When you have, and this is connected with the lower parts of the energy system, which are connected to the genitals. And so when you are in this state, in this level of energy, you resonate with this kind of frequencies to what you are experiencing. So you are living in this state where you are resonating on a sexual level, and you experience lust, you experience desire, and this kind of experience you will have and you will attract like on a higher level, like on the heart level, you can experience a different kind of love. You can have a love for children, which is a different type of love. You can have the love for a partner, and there you can see in this relation, love with a partner, there's also space for the lower energy. In other relations with children or relatives, there is only space for another kind of energy. And then when you raise higher, you experience divine love, and you connect to the divine, and you experience the love of God. So it's raising up the energy system, and when you are beginning to awaken and beginning to connect your energy system, you are beginning at the lowest parts of the energy system, and you are resonating with this. And later you will, when you raise this up, you are able to connect on the heart level, and you can open your heart, and you have a totally different experience, a totally different relation, a totally different state of being. And later you raise even higher, and you experience divine love, you experience God, and of course we are in this awakening process, and so many are starting with this energy in the lowest. We can, if we use the terminology that is used in the East, they're talking about chakras. So you have root chakra, and you have
the
heart
different
chakra,
energy centers located on your spine.
The different energy centers, and there's also they have the snakes, the Kundalini snake. So the energy is like a snake that is like in your lower chakra, and then the snake have to go up your spine, going through the different energy systems, and then finally up to the crown chakra, and then you open it. And when you open, then you can receive all the things. And when the snake is awakened, we said the Holy Mother can crush it. And when the Holy Mother is crushing the snake, the Kundalini snake, called Kundalini, and so when she crushes the snake, the awakened snake, then it's like you're getting rid of your old being, and the Holy Mother can give you birth into a new being. So, and this is like where it is going to, and this is where things are supposed to evolve to, but it's starting at the lowest level. It's the lowest part of the energy system, and this is connected to our sexuality. And so in this awakening process, people are experiencing lust, sexual desire, sexual feelings. So on this level, people getting aroused by feet, sexually aroused, and they are on the spiritual journey. But what they are experiencing is this sexual component.
The component, yeah, but I see them, they're not evolving anywhere. They're staying there. And what is the danger of just staying in the lust state, for example, all of their life? They're not moving on. I see that all the time. People for years and years, they're not developing anywhere. They're just staying in the lust state.
Yeah, this has to do with the structure of the so-called foot fetish community. There are a lot of women especially that presenting their feet, and they are themselves in this low state.
Oh,
So
okay.
that means especially men are looking at the feet and they experience that there's something very special at this feet. And this is because this woman that they're looking at the feet and they experience something special might be called to be a representative of the Holy Mother. So we are like, this is also about the race of the Divine Feminine. We have experienced, especially in the Western world, that we have like a patriarchal system. Like we have only priests, we have bishops, we have the Pope, and the Holy Mother has been there, present, like in the prayers, in the Rosary prayers, and there have been events where the Holy Mother appeared and gave messages, and all this is there. But now we are experiencing that the Holy Mother is here on earth and represented also by chosen women, like a priest is representing Jesus and can give the sacraments. They are called women that are like energy channels for the Holy Mother. And the Holy Mother is working through them, and you can receive energy through them. And we have to understand that they themselves have to open up to this higher frequencies of energy. So when this men find a woman where they experience this woman has special feet and they really experience something, and it's a spiritual experience, even if it's sexual, then they can receive on this level where this woman is like also resonating, they can receive the energy.
So you mean that the energy that somebody that is foot fetish and approaching that person and the woman's feet can only receive from her what she can give and what she has. So if she's on a really low level of love, then that's the only thing that she can give is the lower level of love as well. And if she raises to higher levels, that's what she can give, the higher energy. So many are called and few are chosen. Many women are called, but that doesn't mean that they're walking the path and evolving to the state that you can receive the beneficial energy. Is that correct?
Yes, this is how it is. And this is also the reason why so many women that are not involved with the foot fetish community in any way and don't want to have to do anything with this, but they are practicing yoga. These people experience they have a yoga channel, and all the foot fetish people are coming and confronting them with their fetish, because a lot of women that are practicing yoga, they raise their energy, they are coming into a higher state of energy, and so they radiate this energy and attracting these men that are looking for the Divine Feminine, and they can experience this while they look at pictures or videos. And of course, these women have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, there's a lack of awareness.
And they think, oh, there's a bunch of perverts, I don't want to have to do anything with them, because they're like overwhelmed and they cannot really understand what's going on. So we have this situation where some that are like higher evolved don't want to have to do anything with this because they don't understand what's going on. And we have some women that are making a living out of this foot fetish. They are selling worn items, they are selling custom videos, they are selling videos and all these things. But when they themselves don't go this way, where they raise their energy, they can only deliver this frequency where they are at. So there is like no way that somebody is like evolving.
Yeah, like a blind person leading another blind person. It's not going to work out very well. We're not going anywhere.
This is really what is happening. This is what we can see and witness. And so what we can really see is that there is a huge community, and the structure in this community is to keep people on this lowest level.
Yeah, to sell things, for example.
And there's also things called like financial domination in all these things. And the structure is that some women, they feel themselves they have something special, and they want to use it. And they use it in a way where they call themselves mistress, and they are collecting submissives or slaves, and they have to make a power exchange where they give money. And sometimes I did see already some are very creative and they have very visionary things, what they plan to do, and they want to find people that are doing this with them, building up communities, building up projects. And they often experience that these men making promises and surrender, submit, and 20 minutes later it's like almost forgotten.
Yeah.
They don't keep their promises.
They don't live what they're saying.
This is one way to look at it, but in fact they do, only the structure is different, because in the moment where they make all these promises, they really mean it. So the problem is they are looking for receiving divine energy, and they are opening up by surrendering, and then they only receive this lower energy and they feel they are not developing. So there is like a contradiction.
Yeah, or they're fulfilling their pleasures, and then once the feeling of pleasure is over, well, then they're done. Right?
Yes, and in a way, this is what it is about, but just on a higher level. So the structure is not to give up yourself and stay in this position, but to explore and evolve your true self. And if you don't have the opportunity to do that, then it's like you're building up a block, an energy block. Again.
So it's even dangerous if you stay on the same level all of your life, and that's only what you do is you go to women and you just want to gratify your pleasure, your desires, fulfill them and go move on, and then maybe a day later you have the same pleasure again, and you're doing that all your life. So is that a dangerous thing?
Yeah, there are some dangers, because some people have this urge really to evolve spiritually, but they only can experience and express this sexually. And this leads or can lead into habits that lead into addiction, like porn addiction and all these things, where you invest your life, a lot of time and energy into this process that are you in, but you're not really getting back what you need, and you keep on looking for more and more and more and more, and you are in a kind of addiction where your real life is harmed a lot, and everything is about the search, but you are not evolving because you don't get what you need, and this way you destroy in the long run your life. So there need to be this evolving factor. And also some people get deeper into what I can call self-destruction. So they have self-destructive behavior and habits because they experience it's good to surrender and it's good to get destroyed, because when you destroy the ego, you can free your true self. But when there's not this understanding, it's about destroying the ego and evolving the true self, you can go into a direction where, like, the destruction of your life is becoming a goal. And this is like a danger. So it's very important to have an understanding why one has these urges, desires, and what it's about, and what is really going on, and what is the goal of all of this.
Well, that's really difficult. So if you do have a foot fetish and you want to find a woman that does have the energy and can give you the help to raise up to a higher level, how do you even go about it? How do you even find, how do you know? I mean, how would one know?
Yeah, so this should be something that should happen in the churches. So we have in the church the rituals, the practices, the prayer, the meditation, all this stuff, but it doesn't happen, as we already talked about a little bit earlier. So in Jesus Yoga, we give people the tools they need. The meditation practice, we give them the knowledge, the understanding to raise this energy. So if somebody has a foot fetish, this person can use these tools to really connect their inner space, their energy system with the divine energy, and evolve the way they feel and are looking for, that they need to evolve, and what they really need, so they can find this. We in Jesus Yoga, we give them the tools, and also females that feel that they are here to lead, or to heal, or to give energy. For them, we provide the tools to raise their own energy, to go themselves on this way, and then to radiate divine energy and bring divine energy to the people, to become a channel for divine energy that can deliver what others are looking for. So this is what Jesus Yoga is doing. We give the tools that everybody is needing for this awakening process.
Good. Okay, so I think this was really, really interesting. Yeah, and I think we gave a lot of answers to a lot of questions to the viewers. And I'm sure there might be even more questions, and there will be a link below the video where you can contact and ask even more questions if you do have them, you know. So anything else you would like to share?
I think we covered a lot today, and it's very nice to be here to make this interview. And I can only offer that everybody who is in this process of awakening already, I can offer to experience Jesus Yoga, find out yourself, experience for yourself what Jesus Yoga can do for you, and that's all I can offer. It's up to you. You have this desire, you have these experiences, and it's all about leading you to become your true self. So it's nothing to be ashamed of, it's nothing to really hide, it's nothing to suppress, but it's all about going further and coming to higher levels, to raise the energy level and to connect to the divine energy, to connect to the divine, to experience the divine feminine, and to be who you really are.
And this is also for the women who feel this energy and feeling called for more and to give this energy. They cannot produce it themselves. It's not gonna work. You have to be connected to God, and the divine energy needs to flow through you. And then you can give, because you can only give what you have. And this is really important for women too, to be educated, to be a source. Many are called, few are chosen. Why is that? Because it takes women who choose to be open and to want to learn more, to be able to give. And this is what Jesus Yoga is also providing. So thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this video and this was interesting despite the fact that there were no feet. So we wish you a wonderful day. Bye.